What's going on, guys? It's Coach Noob back in the building. As usual, got another jam-packed video full of jewels. And this one is titled Mama's Baby, Papa's Maybe. And a couple in paternity court. So I could show you guys just how to avoid it altogether while really choosing the right woman to deal with, man. And having your stuff together as a man. Spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. And ultimately just wearing a condom, bro, if you just out there like that, man. Just stop hitting these girls raw, man. Getting diseases, all type of stuff, man. Learn how to have some self-respect for yourself, man. That's why, these broads out here disrespecting y'all, because they know you don't care about yourself too. Oh, anyway, man. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Mr. Freeman, you say the defendant has taken you down the paternity court road once before, and now you are here denying you fathered Braden her 1.5-year-old son. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Garrett, you claim that you were only with Mr. Freeman during the window of conception and have no doubts that the DNA will prove that he is the father of your youngest son. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Additionally, you are countersuing for $501.13 for a birthday party you claim Mr. Freeman failed to pay for.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let me start with you, Mr.
So, this guy was already in paternity, had some type of paternity test on the first child. So that lets me know off top that this woman is loose as a goose and this guy didn't care. So obviously both dudes is hitting it raw. Don't care about their health. Don't care what they got. Catching stuff from this broad, man. She don't care about herself. She don't care what a dude put into her. Put into her mind, her body, her spirit. You know what I'm saying? They all just thirsty, man. So off top, it's a crazy show, bro. You can tell from how that started, man.
Freeman, you say you're not sure you're Braden's father, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Explain.
I've been down this paternity road once, and
How have you been down the road once?
we have enough.
Because they don't care who they have sex with, and they're in an open relationship, which is a woman's best dream, but a man's, he's a simp for that.
Child together, and when we went and took the DNA test, it was another guy there with us that took a DNA test.
Did you
I'm not surprised.
know it was coming?
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Your Honor. Oh, so all along with the first child, she told you you were the only possible father, and then when you show up to the DNA test, there's another guy there?
Judge, bro. And it's a female judge. She want all the tea. Watch her facial expressions, bro.
No, Your Honor, that's not true.
What happened, Ms. Garrett?
Well, after I found out I was pregnant with my first child, and I told Mr. Freeman, I also told him that there was a possibility there was another person that could be the father.
Nah, you didn't tell him it was a possibility. You was like, hey, it might be this dude's too. He been coming over here when you leave, tearing this coochie up too, bruh.
So afterwards, he stayed with me. We were in a relationship up until my pregnancy. He was there at the hospital, and after Bryson, the oldest one, after he was born, we went and had a DNA test just to be sure.
So when that happens, child turned out to be Mr. Freeman's or not?
It's his. It turned out to be mine.
Do you admit that there was doubt at first for the first child?
No, I admit that I was sleeping with someone else. I always knew that.
Look at the judge looking like, if you admitted that you were sleeping with somebody else, then that means you admitted it was doubt. You could tell she want to say, bitch, are you retarded? Man, yeah, this is already a shit show, bruh. Like, you got doubt. You letting two dudes hit it raw, man. And you got two simps on you, just how you like it. Got them wrapped around your finger. And now it's time to find out who the father is of the second child.
It was okay. Well, he and I weren't in a committed relationship. We never ever. Only time
No, you weren't. You were in a open relationship. because this dude knew that you were dealing with somebody else. Probably even before the baby was conceived, the first one was conceived. Especially after the first one was conceived, you know she was sleeping with somebody else. She never stopped sleeping with the other dude, man. You know you've been simping since day one, bro. And fellas, you have to keep it together for yourself, man. Mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially, man. Worry about yourself. This dude obviously chasing up after this broad, man. Being there with her every day, not worried about how he's gonna get his paper, how he's gonna level up, none of that, man. And it just goes to show. She wouldn't be suing this dude for $500 if he was on his shit, man. That's a fact, man.
However long we've been dealing with each other, 8 years.
Look at the kid, man. Kind of look like him. They got the same big goofy ass head. I don't know about the ears. He got the Dumbo ears going on, man. He can hear in the future. That nigga look like he might melanated Professor X or something, man. He could read minds and shit, bro.
7 years. Only time we ever been in a relationship is during her pregnancies, the 2 pregnancies, and I was there.
The judge is eating all of this shit up, man. She just want all the tea, bro. Look at her.
Rationally, only for my kids.
How can he say that he was there for them, whether there was doubt or not? And even after the paternity test proved that Bryson was his, he has not been active in Bryson's
Man, you
life.
gotta have any type
Anytime he leaves me, he leaves his kids. And that's not right.
Of course he leaves the kids, because you stopped giving them coochie. So you know that's the only reason that dude's coming around. And you know that's the only reason that you want him to come around when the other dude's gone. It seems both of y'all don't even really care about those kids, man. You just dragging them in the court for $500. That's lower level thinking. You know what I'm saying? Him dealing with a female of that caliber, that's lower level thinking. And that's really simp thinking, man.
If he leaves me, he doesn't call, he doesn't send money, he barely comes by to
That's
speak
what it's
bill.
about. You don't
It's
care
not
about
about
me.
money.
What you mean? Every time I ever came to cut and I wasn't with you and I came to see the kids or
Well, it's not about money, it's about sex with y'all.
It's not about money, but money is also important.
If I
Money
didn't have
takes
some
care.
money to give to her, that was all it was about. She don't
I
care
never
about
denied you
being with
seeing
the
them.
kids.
I never denied.
And the judge need to stop the shit show from going on, man. They just going back and forth like a tennis match, and she's letting them. Ugh.
That's why I'm not with the kids now, because she done ran me away.
Look at her. She can't help herself, man. Females love, the judge love a little drama. That's why she's letting it go on like that.
Sit around and paint a bad picture on me with
I don't have to paint a picture that you saw that you paint.
I mean,
You don't have to this picture. I don't have to paint a
let's get
picture.
back to the paternity issue. So after all this doubt concerning your first child, it ended up being your biological child. Yes, ma'am. You stayed together. Yes, ma'am. And you got pregnant with your second child. What happens then?
After Bryson was born, he got into another relationship, but he and I, as always, was sleeping together. And I got pregnant again.
Yeah, you got pregnant again. Yeah, the same dudes was still hitting it. Yeah, the same dudes wasn't wearing no rubber. So yeah, he still has doubt if this child is his or not too. Yeah, y'all going down the same road, playing the same games, because y'all haven't leveled up in any way, shape, or form.
He decided to leave that relationship, get back with me,
Why?
for whatever reason.
Why? Because you're stupid is why, bro. Oh, why is because the other woman probably put a little bit of responsibility on your ass, told you to pay a bill or something, or is making you wear some rubbers or some shit like that, man. That's why, for real. So you went, hey, bitch, I'm going back to the other broad that don't make me do shit.
Back with me, and you were there throughout my pregnancy, there at the hospital when I gave birth to Braden, and now you and Bryson, but now you deny him.
I'm not denying. I mean,
2 years later.
well, it's a good point, Mr. Freeman. It's 2 years later. What you mean? We was not together like
like I said, we was not together at the time when Braden was born, and
Yeah, that bro look like she high out of her mind.
You weren't together when Braden was conceived.
no, we was not.
Because you were with somebody else.
Yeah.
And so that means you all weren't technically in a relationship.
Exactly.
So you believe she could have been sleeping with somebody else at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
But I'm sorry, Your Honor. He want to make it about me being about money. It's not about money to me, but it does take money to take care of kids.
Does Mr. Freeman support his kids?
No, ma'am.
I don't support my kids at
No,
all.
ma'am.
What you mean? Because I don't give you money?
Yeah, that's part of supporting your kids is giving her money, man. Yeah, we know that being there for them physically, mentally, spiritually is a part of it. But in today's day and age, financially is the biggest part. That's what the narrative that the world is pushing, man. We just, if you don't got no money, you don't matter in today's society, bro. And the female gets to treat you disrespectfully because you're not treating yourself with any respect. And obviously you just want some coochie from her. And it's really seeming like y'all really don't even care about the kids, man.
Oh, wow, you barely see them.
Do you actually really think you can sit around, man, and tell me, oh, well, my family gonna do this to you, my family gonna do this to you,
Okay,
or
Your
my
Honor.
family this, that, and this, and then expect for me to just come around your family and
Your Honor,
stuff like that? That's not
So let
happening.
me ask you this.
Oh, you don't really have to deal with her family, bro. You're really just dealing with your kids at the end of the day. And yeah, we know it takes a village to raise a child, or at least that's the old, saying. And as men, we have to take the bulk of raising our kids, bro, and taking care of our kids, man. From the point of conception, you should be there. At the point where they're born, you should be there. Even when they reach adulthood, you should be there. Even after they're adults, you should be there because they're still going to have questions. They're still going to, want to learn how to navigate through life, especially when they know that somebody's older than them and have more knowledge than them and can just give them the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but financially, it does matter, man. You gotta be there for your kids in every way too, though. Mentally, spiritually, physically. I'm gonna keep saying that, man. Cause it's the way it is, man. And you just like if you don't show your kids, nobody else is gonna show them. The school system isn't showing them anything. It's up to us as men, the head. Wherever the head goes, the body follows. Anybody who has any type of common sense and knowledge or, is well read, likes to read, or just is on their stuff, they know that, man. It's up to us, man. Nobody gonna do nothing for us. Ain't nobody coming to save nobody, man. You gotta save yourself. If you don't care about yourself, nobody else will.
22 months old.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of relationship does he have with Mr. Freeman?
Somewhat of a relationship, but it's not somewhat of a relationship, but it's not a bond.
Explain what somewhat means.
Because in the 2 years he's been in and out of his life. If me and him are not together, he's not in my kid's life, is what I'm trying to explain. I always try to explain to him, if you can't even send me money, call your kids. Make sure they're okay. Christmases, nothing. Birthdays, nothing. Absolutely nothing. No call, no happy birthday, no Merry Christmas. This past Christmas, he didn't buy my kids absolutely nothing for Christmas.
Before that, the Christmas,
No Christmas.
the very Christmas before that, I gave you my debit card with my money on it.
We're talking about 4 years, but he can only, that's only taking
One debit card. Yeah, bro. You're supposed to do something for her, man. Them is your kids, bro. And she's kind of right in the sense that even if you can't send anything, just give them a call. Let them know that you still care about them, man. Let them know that you're going to stop by and take them to the park or something, bro. I agree with her on that little part that she said, though.
one time when he bought for these kids in 4 years. They go to daycare every week. I have to buy clothes, shoes. They have to be fed. And he's talking about one time when he gave me a card. My kids have to be taken care of. And like I said, my family will help me. So all I ask of him is to be a
you have somewhat of a relationship. The word was somewhat.
That's her word.
Well, no. No one wants somewhat of a father.
Those her words. I feel like I've been his father. You know what I'm saying? To the best of my ability. I never had a father. I never even saw my father or had a conversation with nobody who even said they was my father.
And you
And it's hard as a man to be there for a kid if you don't know if that's your child or not. So, I get it, man. And you're here in court today getting a paternity test, man. It should have been done. You know what I'm saying? But you finally got tired of the back and forth and with the female or this broad about, all that goofy stuff, man. And that's why y'all up in there today. So, I guess.
paternity suit today because you just don't feel like you are Braden's biological father, or are you just unsure?
I'm just unsure. I need to know.
Explain your doubt.
It wasn't.
The doubt is if the first child had to get a paternity test, the second child has to get a paternity test. That's the doubt. Hell, even the broad don't know if that's his kid or not, man. She's hoping it's his so she could save some kind of face and be like, well, both my kids are with the same dude. But she probably got 3 or 4 dudes that she's letting hit that, man.
When he was conceived, we wasn't together. We just weren't together. She was sleeping with other people, just like I was.
Were you at the hospital for the birth?
Yes, I could. The cool. Yes,
You did?
for the both of them.
Did you sign the birth certificate?
From the nurse to the doctor, nobody ever said anything about a birth certificate, showed me a birth certificate, or even gave me an option to sign a birth certificate.
Well, why would you want that option if you didn't know if those kids were yours or not? I mean, that's a some simp shit, simp thinking. Like, bro, you don't know if these kids are yours, you gonna sign it?
They came in the room to sign the birth certificate. They were in the room.
Okay, but if you want the father of your child to be on the birth certificate, then why not say, the father of the child isn't here yet, I'd like to execute this on this day, or tell
Because she didn't know if that was the father of the child, because she was sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry.
him be here this time. We gotta
Now, why would he leave? Why was he
So you trying to
leave the hospital?
Because he didn't know if he was the father of them kids. You already admitted that you was sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry.
He didn't have a reason to leave the hospital neither time.
But Miss Garrett, you admitted earlier you weren't sure with your oldest child. And then when you conceived this child, you all worked together. You weren't even in a committed relationship.
That was the same thing with Frank.
So, was he not in the room, or did you not let him sign it because you really deep
He
down
wasn't
didn't know?
in the room. He was, even though we wasn't
Deep down, she didn't fucking know.
Bryson, he was there during the pregnancy and there at the hospital in the room as I was delivering the baby. Same as Braden. So he was there. So it wasn't that, it was an uncertainty on my end, even though we worked together when I conceived. He just wasn't in the room. I feel like he didn't want to be on the birth certificate anyway because neither one of them have his last name.
Why don't they have my last name? Is it because I said I don't want neither one of my
No,
sons
I
to
said
have
I
my
don't
last
want
name?
my sons to have your last name because you don't deserve it.
Tell the truth.
No, you don't want him to have his last name because you didn't know whose kids they were. So why would you give those kids his last name and you don't know if they're his? I mean, she's obviously trying to save some type of face up here today and make it seem like she's not as big of hoe as she really is. So she's gonna say whatever she has to say to make herself look good. And 9 times out of 10, you don't take what a female says for face value anyway, because we all know that they live their life based off of how they feel and not logically. It's just a hair across her ass, she's one way, wake up feeling good, the next day she's another way.
Don't deserve it. And I don't want my kids to be an example that he's showing them.
Why do you keep having babies by him then?
Exactly, because she doesn't care. And because obviously the dude is a simp too. That's why she keep having babies with him. And she don't again, she don't want to be a super hoe. I mean, she's a hoe, but she really wants to know if that's his baby so she could say, hey, both my kids are by the same dude.
Why weren't you even at Brayden's first birthday party? Like, you were there at the house when we left with the things to go to the party. And I asked you, I said, Mr. Freeman, are you coming? And you said, yeah, and you didn't even show up. Was me?
Objection, Your Honor. This is irrelevant. She's talking about some old shit, and we're here for $500 in a paternity test.
Everything was fine and dandy during them times, huh?
You were sitting there. You were sitting there as I was getting stuff prepared.
And so, Miss Garrett, that's the basis of your countersuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Garrett contends that you agreed to give Brayden his first birthday party. You don't recall agreeing to that. Do you
You don't recall. Okay.
recall an agreement, Miss Garrett?
We were in a relationship, and he knows how I am about birthday and birthday parties.
Okay, so you were in a relationship around the kid's birthday. Then, as soon as the birthday party was over, y'all wasn't in a relationship no more? Oh, I get it.
Already planned, okay, his birthday is coming up. We're going to have him this party.
So you all planned the party.
Yes,
Was he
ma'am.
supposed to pay for the whole thing, or was he just going to contribute?
Contribute.
Okay, so he was going to contribute to the party. Did you agree to contribute to the party, Mr. Freeman?
I probably did.
Oh,
You probably did. You just said no. And now you probably did. And now you probably got to give a couple dollars up now. Because, they don't deal in probablys. The law is based off of fact. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. So once you admit to something, then that's what it is. It becomes fact and law. And you're on the hook for that now.
you did. Now, did you contribute?
I did probably what I could, but
Did he do something for the party?
With nothing.
I set up for the party. I cooked for that party and everything.
Brayden's first birthday party, you weren't even there. Brayden, not Bryce's. You weren't even there. How did you cook anything? You didn't even come, and you were in the house right when we left out. I'm leaving out with all these party favors, cake, and everything. I'm leaving our house that we were living together in, and I'm like, "Are you gonna come on?" Because he had locked his keys in his car before when we were leaving, and he said, "Yes, when I get somebody to unlock my car, I'll be on."
Of course, he locked his keys in his car. If you mean that the car is in his pocket, you know that man didn't lock them keys in that car. He wasn't going because he ain't put no bread on it. He was embarrassed. Like, yeah, I'm gonna come as soon as y'all get back. Then I'm gonna call the locksmith to come and get the keys out the car. Or, oops, I found them in the couch.
We got to the party. I'm looking. He never showed up.
I honestly don't even remember.
And I can see that hurts you.
Locking my
Yes,
keys.
ma'am. It hurts me for the sake of my kids, not me anymore. Because I know how to deal with him now. But my kids, they don't know, and they always like, "Mom, what's my daddy?
Look at Beetlejuice.
Yeah, what's my daddy?" And I call him, and like I said, he always says, "Well, I have this going on, I have that going on. Like, I need my kids to be a priority in your life just as they are mine. I have things going on too. Like, I have to take money, my car misses, whatever. But my kids are my priority. Whatever happens."
As they should be. You lay down and you had the kids. Now when it's time to take care of them, you don't know whose they are. And that makes it harder for the man to even want to be there and take care of the kids. That's why what we say, mama's baby, papa's maybe. Get the paternity test as soon as the kid comes out, man. It really should be mandatory for real, though. You know how many dudes would be in shock, how many simps would be hurt if these paternity tests was mandatory. You know how many women would be hurt? They can't run this game on y'all suckers no more if the paternity test was mandatory, man.
I still have to find a way to make a way for them. We're talking about 4 years. 4 years. And you
You
tell
ain't
me
talked
what.
about absolutely nothing. Freedom,
All right.
you understand what
Mr. Freeman, Miss Garrett, let's get back to this birthday party because it is the reason why you're countersuing.
Yes, ma'am.
For $501.13, you countersued. Do you have receipts for that birthday party?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to see them, please. you, Jerome. So these receipts total the $501.13 you're suing for. Is it your assertion that he told you that he would contribute, along with you, to throw this party for Brayden?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got balloons, wall decals, everything for this birthday party for a 1-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
Totals $501.13.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get a verbal agreement from him that you and he would contribute together?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor, I did. We were together and he knew, like I said, he knows how I am about that
Did
birthday.
you have an oral agreement or did
Yeah, you were together when you needed something from this dude besides some dick. Like some money for a birthday. Then y'all was together. And then after the birthday, y'all ain't together. You can come by when the other nigga leave and give me some more dick.
just figure he would contribute?
No, ma'am. He said that he would help.
Mr. Freeman,
I would have gave her if I would have just paid for the whole party and not went to the party, we would have had no problems out of that situation.
Of course not. Because you paid for the whole party, even if you didn't show up. And you took some responsibility and did what you were supposed to do as a man, bro. That's what this whole thing is about.
but the point is did you pay for any of it?
I don't know. I didn't.
No, all right. And did you hold on? Did you promise her, or did you say
I promised.
and agree that you would help throw this party?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in light of the testimony given and the receipts that have been presented, I do believe you spent $501.13 on that party, and I do believe you all made a verbal, oral contract to throw the party for Brayden for his first birthday. Therefore, Mr. Freeman, you are responsible for half of that amount, and you owe that to her. For that reason, my judgment is for the defendant in the amount of $250.57, which is half of the amount that it took to throw that birthday party.
You know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up, right? I told you. If you admit it, then you're on the hook.
Stan?
Yes, sir.
Now let's get back to the paternity issue.
I'm looking like, man, I ain't giving that broad shit.
Mr. Freeman, if Brayden turns out to be your biological son, do you want to try to work on this? Because you all...
Yeah, because the other broad, she don't go for that. She make you wear rubber. She makes you take care of some responsibilities around there. And she don't let you get away with half the shit that this other broad let you get away with. Of course you want to work it out with her.
I'm just glad you just told the truth. I didn't even have to press you on it because, I was about to say, if you all act like y'all don't want to be together in this courtroom and standing there lying, Ms. Gary, if Brayden is Mr. Freeman's biological son, what are your hopes for today? Would you like to try to work on this and try to make this family work?
No, Your Honor.
She says no.
She said no. Which, the other dude's probably around right now. So, yeah, she's going to say no. She gotta wait. He got to wait until the other nigga leave. Then I want to work something out. Or around their birthdays or holidays, we could work something out. Then the day after the holidays and shit, he got to go again.
And that's the truth. That's my truth. Like, the reason why, like you said, the reason why we can't be together because our relationship with him and I is just toxic.
Oh, it's because it's not around a holiday or birthday right now.
At this point, I don't want that around my kids. All I want, if he's the dad, is for him to step up and be a father for his boys. Well, financially, emotionally, physically.
This boy bow-legged than a motherfucker, man.
He is not Brayden's biological father. Then what?
I want him to do. I want him to do for Bryson and.
Then you gotta admit that you're more of a hoe than you're trying to portray because you got two different baby dads and you still ain't gonna know who the other baby dad is until you bring them up in there and get them tested too.
I move on and, I figure out something for Brayden, but I want him to do that for Bryson at least because he doesn't do it for neither one of my boys. So,
When you said if not, it was real casual.
I have no doubt, Your Honor. If not, but I have no doubt.
If not, it shouldn't be no fifth. If you don't have no doubt, and that's a lie. She got doubt. Again, a woman is going to say whatever she has to say to make herself look good in any situation, bro. They don't base their thinking off of logic. They base their thinking off of their feelings, man.
It's time for the results. Jerome?
Look at that white dude named Jerome. Man. What's he doing up there?
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Freeman versus Garrett, when it comes to 22-month-old Braden Garrett, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Freeman, you are the father.
Look at this nigga cheesing now. Like, woo. Got two of them by her. Yeah, I'm definitely getting back in now. I'm the father of both of them. And look at her like, woo. Yeah, he's the father of both of them. Now I ain't gonna look like a big as hoe as I really am. I can get back to my usual hoeing.
I like to see my kids get a chance.
You'd like to see them.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Garrett?
And seeing his kids means bringing all this shit over there with him when he goes see his kids. Basically moving back in, leeching off her again.
Okay with him seeing the boys and spending time with them? You said that's what you wanted. How do
You okay with this nigga coming back in, leeching off of you and shit? Of course she is. You know, now she got a permanent babysitter. She can go out and be a hoe. The other nigga ain't got to show up at the house like that. Just to pick her up, drop her off, you know, usual hoe shit.
in this moment?
I'm hurt because for you to have doubt and then
Hey, you hurt because now he's coming back over there to live and you got to take your hoeing elsewhere.
All right, we're not going to do this again. We're not going to do this again.
They gonna still be bumping heads and shit, man. It don't matter. They'll probably be here for a third kid next year.
You got two children together, two boys. Mr. Freeman, these young boys are counting on you to show them how you treat a woman, how you honor a woman. You need to show them that.
And he does need to show them that. And at the same time, a woman needs to show them how a real woman's supposed to act and supposed to treat a man too. It's up to both of them. But of course, she's not going to sit up there and say that, man, because she's a female, bro. So she's going to put it all on him, which the bulk of the responsibility is on us as men to take care of our kids, like I said. And at the same time, man, these women, as long as there's simps around, man, they're going to keep doing what they want to do, man, because y'all simps just allow shit to go on like that, man. And it's really a shame. You know, we need to get ourselves together. What do I say all the time? Physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially, man, because once you have that, you know, that's the key to success, man. That's the key to your freedom, bro. Having all your ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? Standing on your square at all times, man. Being, you know, that means not getting drunk and not getting high all the time, not avoiding and running from responsibilities, man. It's standing on 10 toes, man. Handling your business, man. So, once again, bro, it's Coach Newt, man. And if you like this content, like, share, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'll be coming at y'all every week with some new content, man. If you want me to drop more content, more than once a week, just let me know. And also comment about what kind of stuff you guys would like to hear about. All right, y'all. Until the next time.